In this lecture, we will learn how to use if and else statements in Python. Sometimes we need to do one thing if a condition is satisfied. For example, you might need to check if a username and password pair is registered before letting some user log in to our service. We will see many similar situations where we need to check a condition to decide what to do. If and else statements, actually they are in, if you think about it, you can find many things about if and else in the real life. And for all the programming language, if and else statements is really important. So we need to learn if and else statements really well, and because we will always use them. Let's get started and we will learn how we can create if and else statements in Python. Firstly, I want to create here a variable. Its name is score, and I will say here, of course, it will be an integer. So after that, I will say input. Here I will say, please enter your score. Okay, and after that I will come other line. I will say if score is greater than 75 and column. Okay, in other programming language we always use for and the curly brackets and parentheses, but in Python we don't need to use parentheses and curly brackets for if and else statements. I want to type here print good job. If score is greater than 75, Python will print for us good job. And if it is not greater than 75, so we need to come here and I will say here else. This is our other condition. The score was less than 75, right? It's all the condition greater than 75, this code block will run. But if it is not greater than 75, I mean it's less than 75, it will run the other our code, this one. I will say here print you failed, try again. Okay, now let's press shift and enter and see how our code is working. I want to say here first is 70. Okay, and now shift enter. As you see, it said you failed, try again, because our score is not greater than 75, so this code block will run. But if it is greater than 75, for example, let's see here, let's say 90, and after shift enter, as you see, this code block worked for this condition. Okay, and also let's do another again example, and after that we will talk about indentation. I want to create here another variable and its name is age, and I will say here again integer and input, please enter your age. Now I will go to other line and I will say if age is greater than 18 and column, I will say here print you can join us. And if it is not, so I need to come to here, right? And I will explain why we need to come to here. After that I will say here else print you can't join us. Okay, now also I want to create another print, but it's not here under this print. I will create it here, and after that you will understand why I'm doing like that, because this is about indentation in Python. And I will say here I love Python. Okay, now let's press shift and enter, and here let's say 22. As you see, my age is integer is greater than 18, so this code block worked, and also this one is worked, but else is not work. It didn't work. Why it's like that? Let's talk about why I'm writing print is here but not here like that. This is about indentation. In most other programming languages, indentation is used only to make our codes look neat. However, it is different for Python. It is required for indicating what block of code a statement belongs to. For instance, here in our example, here we said this one is print. You can join us. It's indented to if block and it is part of if block. Okay, this one, this print. But this one is, it's not indented, so it's not part of else or if code blocks. Okay, this is indentation, and this is very important for Python. Let's learn also how we can use nested if blocks. Okay, now I want to show you how we can use nested if blocks in Python. Here I want to create another variable, and I will say country here, and I will say input. Sorry, please enter your shipping destination country. Okay, and after that I want to say here wait, another variable, and I will say here this one is integer, not a string, so I will say here input, please enter the weight of your package in kilogram. Okay, and after that I will come to here and I will say if country is equal, here it's a string, so I need to open here double quotes. Okay, I will say USA, and after that column, and now I will use another if block here, but they are nested if blocks, right? So I will say here if the country is United States, and also if weight is greater than 10 kilos, and again column, I will say here print packages that, let's say, are heavier than 10 kilo are subject to additional shipping fee. Okay, and else, for the else I will say here for not the it's, if it is not greater than 10 kilo, we will say here else print, and after that again I will come to here print. So this else must be here, okay, because this one belongs to this one, and I will say here else print estimated shipping time is 5 days. Okay, and now I will come to here and I will create another else. This one, this nested if blocks, this is under this first if. Now for other one is I will create an else here. Okay, and this condition is first one, and this other if and else, it belongs to first if. And for the else I will say here print estimated shipping time is 15 days, and let's press shift and enter. As you see, it said please enter your destination country. I will say here United States. Okay, and shift enter. Now it will ask about the weight, and I will say here, let's say here 15 kilos. Okay, and now shift and enter. As you see, it said packages that are heavier than 10 kilo are subject to additional fee. So this code block worked because this is the first if, and also it has two conditions. First one is country and other one is weight. So if I run this one again, and if I say here Germany, for example, or China, let's say China, and shift enter. If I say 5 kilos, this code will work, because this one is not the first condition, is not it is only about United States, but for other conditions it will work as code block. Okay, now if I press shift and enter, as you see, it said estimated shipping time is 15 days. This code worked for me. Okay, let's also learn how to use logic and comparison operators in our conditions. To do that, I also want to create here again this code, so I will copy and paste them here. Okay, and after that I will say here, if country is equal United States, and now I will use logic and comparison operators. I will say here, and weight is greater than 100 kilo. So here I will say, if it is like that, print sorry, package is too heavy to send to United States. Okay, now shift and enter. As you see here, we said and. As you remember, and was, it must be, two conditions must be true. If one of them is not true, so it will not work. If we say here United States, for example, okay, and shift enter, and after that, if I say here 100, it will run this code block. Sorry, package is too heavy to send to United States. Is and greater than 100 kilo. Sorry, it's greater than, so we need to run it again. I will say here country United States and shift enter. Now I will say 120 kilo, and now as you see, it said sorry, package is too heavy to send to United States, because we used here and one, but at least one of them is not true, so this code block will not work. For example, if I say hit France, okay, and then after that if I say 50, or let's make it 120, one of them is not correct. Okay, so if I press shift and enter, this code block will not work, because and means two condition must be true if you want to work, if you want to run and. Okay, and other one is also, let's learn how to make if and else statements with or. To do that, also I want to copy these codes here and I will paste it. Okay, now if I will say here, if country is equal France, or now again I will use country is equal Germany. Okay, and after that column I want to say here print what, sorry, since double quotes, what will be added for European Union member countries. Okay, this one is or means at least one condition must be true, not both of them. Okay, so let's now press shift and enter. If I say, for example, it's Germany, only Germany, okay, and it will work. And also let's for the package, let's say 50. It's not important actually packages here, because we didn't type anything about package, right? Package kilo package. Right now shift and enter. As you see, what will be added for European Union member countries, because at least one of them must be true if you want to run or with if. That's all. We will learn if and else statements, and in the next lesson we will learn also if, else, and elif. See you in the next.